Kia ora, coming up on Netball Zone, we chat that match in the round that was. We go back to Trust Stadium to chat live to Holly Fowler, and we have a men's netball mover and shaker live here in studio. All of that coming up on Netball Zone. Well, kia ora and welcome on in, Cruz. Oh my goodness, what a match that was. Double extra time. Outstanding netball from both teams. Yeah,
and I think it's really beautiful to see the emotion that was put out in that game as well. Going into double extra time, the first time it's ever happened throughout the ANZ Premiership. Seeing the tears from Felix Kanaka sort of broke my heart, but full credit to the Stars. Played absolutely amazing this evening, and full credit to Amorangi Malasala as well. Really stepped up when the going got tough.
Speaking of Amorangi Malasala, she was the player of the match, and we'll welcome her on in very soon. Outstanding, putting up shots from range and really standing up in the moments when the Stars needed her to. Yeah, and I think if we look at her stats here, 15 goal assists, but her shooting percentage, 84%, 27 from 32. In the extra time, I think Maya Wilson only took one. Maya Wilson is obviously the Silver Fern. But, I mean, look out for the future. This Silver Fern is coming in hot, and I think we're ready now for Amorangi Malasala. E hoa, e mahine nui ki a koe I tō wā. I te tuatahi, e poho kiriru ana hau ki a koe mo tēnei kemu, tēnei pōnei. I'm so proud of you for this game tonight. Pēhea tō manawa, how's your heart feeling so far?
Tēnā koe Cruz mō o Kupi Mahana. Ai, tino hikaka, tino haripua katoa ana te ngākau I tā mātou kemu I te pōnei. Yeah, really stoked with the result. As you could see, it was a nail-biter of a game. Glad that we could come out on top. We've been looking for those wins, so it was a full team effort in tonight's performance. Well, kia ora, Amo, and congratulations. What was said in those minutes before the extra time started? And was it the plan for Maya to just keep the defence occupied and for you to work your way to the post? Yeah, I think we've been practicing these crucial situations, and I'm glad that we could apply it out on court. But I think the main thing, from what I remember from what Gina was telling me, was every centre pass we must score, and anything else is a bonus. So I'm glad we executed that quite well, and yeah, really happy with how Maya played. She was our anchor at the back, and it opened up for me out in the front.
Yeah, well, you're getting more and more court time, more starting as well. You must be very pleased with how you're playing so far in the 2023 season.
Yeah, really happy with getting a bit of game time. I think this is probably my first season getting this much game time, so I think every opportunity I get, I just need to put my best foot forward, because we never know, every week could change. So yeah, really glad that I could get out there and get the win with the girls.
Well, Amo, congratulations to you and to the team, and thank you so much for putting on an amazing performance, and hope you can rest your body after two huge games this weekend.
Yeah, ngā mihi korua, ka kite.
Well, Cruz, what an absolute superstar she was tonight.
Yeah, absolutely superstar. And like I said, I'm so proud of her. Just given her journey, and you know, she was playing over in Australia, didn't get much court time here. She came home back to New Zealand and was finally starting to see the fruits of her hard work that goes on behind the scenes. So a great game again, Amorangi Malasala.
Yes, congratulations. Well, this is round 8 of the ANZ Premiership, and it all started down in Wellington. It was the Pulse and the Stars, another very tight match. The Pulse, they came away with this one with only 2 points, but it was the Stars who looked in control for majority of this match. It was very tidy, very clinical game. Amelia Walmsley, she really stood up, all got knocked over, Cruz, for her side, but also the work of the captain, Kelly Jury. The Pulse, they only came away with this one in the last 5 minutes. So I think the Stars, even though they lost this one, they'll be very happy. They would have learned a lot from this game, knowing that they could go a full 16. It's just those final moments, which they clearly finished off tonight. Match 2, it was the Southern Derby between this Tactics and the Steel, and it was going goal for goal at the start of this match, but then the Tactics, they have a habit of just growing into the game. I was really impressed with their work. The Steel, they managed to get a lot of turnover ball like that, but they're just not converting those turnovers.
Yeah, not converting, and also Kate Burley, you know, she's doing a huge amount of effort trying to get these turnover balls for her team, but it's those simple errors that are coming from the Steel so far. So a tough match for the Steel, but full credit to the Tactics for really pushing out that lead. And if we look to the final game of Sunday yesterday afternoon between the Mystics and the Magic. Well, it was a close game heading into half-time for this match, but leave it up to the Mystics to really pull away. This young defender, Cara Stith, I spoke about her in commentary. Boy, she was absolutely amazing yesterday, got in the head of both Amelia Ekenasio and also Bailey Mess as well, and she really teamed up nicely with Phoenix Karaka, the MVP for that game. So great effort by the home team yesterday afternoon at Trust Arena in Waitakere.
Yeah, we've had an outstanding round 8 across the board, some amazing games, and we've got some moments. For me, it would have to be Kelly Drury and her intercept, standing up as a captain. We actually saw her go to the bench in probably the last 7 minutes of the match, and then Yvette McCausland-Drury, she just had a little word to her. Kelly came back on, she got a winning intercept, or an intercept that's just started that last 5 minutes of the Pulse rolling on. Yeah,
but for me, I think my moment, well, it was different. It was actually from the game yesterday, but I'm going to choose the game tonight. Just from the fourth quarter right up to the final whistle, absolutely amazing effort and fantastic performance from every person out on court this evening.
Well, it was a big weekend for the Stars, and one of the players is Holly Fowler, who's had an absolutely outstanding season. So we're going to head out to Trust and chat to Holly. Well, kia ora, Holly, welcome on in. How's your heart after that one?
Oh, gosh, I feel like I'm still recovering. What a game that was tonight.
Well, Holly, I just want to talk about the game, specifically the overtime and the double overtime. I mean, you were watching from the sideline, but what was sort of said in that team huddle to get the team really amped and really into those final few moments of the game?
Yeah, honestly, I think there was the belief behind all of us for the girls out on court, and it's something that we've trained, you know, to be put in pressure situations like that and be able to work our way out of it. It has been a big work on for our Star side for the last few years, and to see that scoreline after that game is just such an amazing feeling for all of us.
And Holly, how much did you take from Saturday's game and that loss, probably in only the last 5 minutes against the Pulse, to know that you guys could really put it out there and take it to the Mystics tonight?
Yes, that game really did hurt us, so we were always going to come out firing, and we knew what we needed to work on to ensure to get a win, and I'm just so proud that we were able to do that tonight.
Now, Holly, I just want to talk about your playing style specifically, playing both wing defence and goal defence this season, also stepping up as a leader with no Kayla Johnson and Anna Harrison. How is all that going for you so far?
It's good. I'm absolutely loving it. Love being able to swing between both positions. I think I offer something different. Obviously, being a slightly smaller goal defence, I probably run the front space a bit different to what we have in the comp. And it's really nice to be able to pair up with the combos that we've got. We've got such an awesome D-end, and, you know, we're making it challenging for kids to pick players to put out there each week. And I think it's just really helping our whole unit grow.
And Holly, everyone talks about how much fun the Stars have and how much of a close team you are. You're actually a foundation player. So you actually went away, had a little stint at the Magic, but what does it mean to you to come back to a club where you were there from the start?
No, it's pretty special. Being a foundation player, the first year I was there, there was a big emphasis on building a culture and how we wanted the team to be. And how it is today is exactly how the club was started, and we're such a close-knit group of girls who actually love to hang out with each other off the court as much as we do on. So it's a pretty awesome team to be a part of.
And Holly, I just want to touch on your Mags Day playing for Mount Albert Grammar. You're also playing with your teammates from back then, Maya Wilson and Ali Timu. How's that for you so far?
Oh, it's so cool, honestly. Back then, I mean, gosh, I've played with Maya for years and years and years now, and as well Ali. We were in the defensive circle back in Mags days. We also had Paula Smith, who's our assistant coach, who's our head coach back then. So it is like a little family reunion coming back and playing together. So yeah, no, it's wicked.
Well, Holly, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations. Hope you can rest the body after this very big weekend.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Oh, so great to chat to Holly. And I mean, what an outstanding season she's having.
Yeah, she absolutely is. And I love the sort of the rotation of the defensive end. You know, if Holly isn't on court, then we see Ali Timu, Simone, Nathan. It's good to see all these players really getting the chance and stepping up to the challenge.
All right, well, it has been a very big weekend in the ANZ Premiership. And there was also a milestone. Amelia Ekenasio, the Silver Ferns captain, hit 100 matches.
Contact, wing defence taken.
Yeah, 100 matches. This is her game last night against the Mystics. Like I said in the build-up, you know, probably not the strongest game from the Magic, but boy, Amelia Ekenasio, she's done so much. She's played over in Australia, wasn't getting that on court. came to New Zealand, you know, very flourished under this environment. She's had a few babies as well, taken time off. It's actually really good to see just this kind-hearted human actually flourishing so well and doing amazing things. We can see there her beautiful kids and her amazing family. I'm, again, proud of this player and just the journey that she's been on. So
proud. I've actually known Mel since she was a teenager when we were both over in Australia. I think I was her first Silver Ferns roomie as well. So it's been incredible to watch her journey, and we hear from Mels about it.
Reaching 100 games for me is something I hadn't thought about me doing. Kind of a milestone that crept up on me, but also has felt like it's taken a really long time. What I'm most proudest about is that I've actually had 2 babies along the way, which has made the 100 games obviously take a bit longer, but made it way more special. My very first team was the Firebirds, way back when, it feels about now. But I was there for 4 years and I probably notched up like maybe a handful of games. I was really young and at that time the saying was you have to do your time, and I was definitely okay with that. We had some amazing girls come through. Laura Geitz, Laura Nurse, Kira Tromp, Claire McMiniman, and they really took me under their wing. I had a really hard time at netball, but I was really loved in the team as well too. So for me as a person, that kind of gave me that little bit of nurturing, but also taught me some really hard lessons as well too, that probably took me a little bit too long to learn. So when I decided that I would spread my wings and move to New Zealand, it was really on the back of that I thought I was actually ready to walk away and ready to leave the game. I thought maybe this isn't really for me. But I had a friend, a really close friend in the team who was like, why don't you travel to New Zealand and play over there? Since you're Māori and, you know, I think you'd fit in really well over there. I always had this feeling that I didn't fit. I didn't fit the mould of where I was, and I kind of always sat outside of what was not just expected, but felt like I looked different to people as well. So yeah, over to New Zealand I came. All of a sudden I had this reinvigorated love for netball again. So it was a pretty special moment in time and a big decision I didn't realise would change my life. For the future of my career, I feel like there's not too much that I haven't done at this stage, and for me it's really important that I can really nurture the girls coming through now and the girls that sit under me in a really positive way, and I think for me growing up as a young player, lacking self-confidence and lacking belief in myself, if I can instill in these girls that the skills that they've got is enough and it's just fine-tuning them and how do they bring themselves to this game, then we get a full self-expression, which I think is beautiful, and we see it out on court and we see this full person, not just somebody who we've wanted to fit a certain way. We're told to fit in a box. I fit in a box when I was younger as well too, and I would have just loved to not fit in that box.
O hea tāhua rawa ki te rongo ki tērā pūrongo e pāna ki tō haerenga e hoa nō reira e mihi ana ki a koe, whakanui anō ki a koe mō tēnei whakatūtuki nō reira tēnā koe. Well, last week we had the wall on cruise control. This week it's how to break the wall. Take a look. Hoki mai anō ki Cruise Control, a segment where we offer you tips to improve your netball game. Today we'll be looking at how to break a wall while attacking. Once the wall has been set up on the centre pass, both attacking players will draw their players wide. Once there is a one-on-one scenario, that person will do a dodge on their defender to receive the ball, break the wall and look for the shooter.
Kia ora Cruise, absolutely love Cruise Control, and we also love our TikTok competition.
All right, netballers, we're calling you to get your groove on. Grab your teammates, all ages and stages, and see if you can do it better than the ANZ girls. To go into the draw, head over to the Sky Sport TikTok page. Learn the dance, grab the sound, and remember to hashtag NetballZone in your entry. You'll be in to win over $2,000 worth of Puma gear to fully kit you and your netball team out. Make sure to follow them over on Instagram at Puma New Zealand.
And congratulations to our weekly winner from Stratford Primary. in Taranaki. Thank you so much for sending your entry in, and thank you to all the entries we've got. Even when I was down at the Pulse game on the weekend, I had some of the Pulse staff and volunteers saying that they've practiced out on court and they were sending their entry in. So thank you everybody for participating in our TikTok competition.
Yes, keep sending them in. We want to see them, and don't forget to hashtag Netball Zone. Well, this week it is our favourite segment, E! News, and she caught up with two Mystics players.
Kia ora, nau mai hoki mai to E! News. Today we are blessed with a duo, the greatest, these two. They think they're the greatest anyway. This duo has been together since forever. How long have you two known each other?
What, 2018? 2018.
Oh, look, they're in sync, that's how long. All right, let's talk. These two, I think, are TikTok stardom. They're the greatest. If you watch their TikToks, they've got the greatest moves. Can you two teach me a move?
Yeah, that's it. That's what you're going to do.
Nice, nice. I might be up for that. Okay, so I heard that there's a really great DJ in your team. Who's the best DJ?
The best DJ is me, and this is Tay's News. So if you want house music, it's Grace. If you want music that everyone likes, it's me.
So I have the most diverse music taste in the whole team, and I can cater to everyone. So if you want like a chill vibe for stretching, or like get the energy up for like pre-match, I can do that for everyone. But generally, I think because I have such good music taste, people don't actually like what I put out. I get a lot of judgment, but nobody diversifies in the team. It's all very mainstream, like radio, like pop, you know, top 100 pop hits, you know, so keeping it interesting.
I can vouch for that, so just move. This is what you got to do, move it when people talk.
Okay.
Okay, so can I have this back?
Yeah, you can.
Nice, nice, thank you. All right, so our last one, we like to put the people up on game out there. So it's about something they can do or something they can be to make their lives better or better on the court. So if I was to put someone up on game, I might say, you know what gets your tape off your feet, Sticky? If you don't have remove, nail polish remover.
I was going to say my up on game would be to follow me on Spotify at Grace Wicker. Just add me all my playlists, and you just be ready for all your trainings and all of your games. Thank you.
DJ Grace, do you mind DJ what?
Yeah, DJ Grace, but follow me on TikTok, Taylor Earl.
Hey guys.
Hi guys. Hi guys.
What's your up on game, Taze?
Up on game would be just to back yourself. Back yourself 24/7, everything that you do.
Nice, nice. We'll see these two later in the comp. Great game. Thank you. Love you both.
Love you.
Love you both.
Oh, well, kia ora, E, Grace and Taylor. We absolutely love that. Time now to welcome in the General Manager of Netball Waitakere, Murray Gardner. Thank you so much for joining us. First, I need to know your thoughts on that Mystic Stars match.
Kia ora kōrua. Look, you know, when it goes into extra double time, I mean, that makes for great netball, right? So no matter which way it went, it was going to be a great outcome. So the way the girls just hung in there right to the end, I mean, beautiful, beautiful from both sides.
Now, Eho, you made history on the weekend, the first ever men's netball league to be played under a women's centre here in Auckland. It was the first round on Saturday. Talk to us about that, first of all, about the first round, but how did this idea come about?
Oh, look, the implementation of our men's league this season was kind of twofold. So it was, first of all, to give our established tāne a place to call their home in Tamaki here. And then second fold is to provide a safe space for young rangatahi coming through to develop in the game.
Well, speaking of development, how much have you loved seeing men's netball grow, not only in New Zealand, but around the world?
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing to see, right? And it's just an exciting game. It's different to the female game. There's been some great work with Netball New Zealand and NZMMA over the past few years, working in partnership and coming up with initiatives to get more exposure for men's netball. You've got the invitational teams, the Mystics men's and the Stars men's, and then you've got the Cadbury series where the men's team play against the Silver Ferns. So there's a lot of great avenues that have been put forward for men, and it's just exciting for the game.
Now, I do want to ask you about the Silver Ferns that have come out of the Waitakere Netball Centre, not just Silver Ferns, but also ANZ players as well. I mean, how proud does it make you as a General Manager of Netball Waitakere to see these players start from grassroots, go all the way through that pathway and then end up in the ANZ Premiership and ultimately the Silver Ferns as well?
Extremely proud. And look, it speaks to the mana of the centre itself and the community that are involved with Netball Waitakere. It's an extremely passionate community, and they really nurture their players coming through the ranks. You can see that in our representative teams right through the age groups.
Now, with your men's league, you've got 10 teams and you've got 15 weeks in playoffs, 3 rounds each. How many people put their hand up, and how, I guess there would have been so much interest in wanting to play in this?
We had great interest, right? And I think the important thing is that we had to do the groundwork behind the scenes because, you know, to put a new competition into a centre, it's not just about putting the registrations out and then hoping people will register. It's about doing the groundwork, building relationships with the networks, and actually getting out into the community and finding out what the need and the niche is, and then providing that for them.
Well, I spoke about the pathway for the women, but also this is the pathway for the men as well. I mean, players like Eddie Atavuko, he's playing in both your league and also the Mystics men's. How great is it to see that these young players are coming through, you know, pathways that you've created?
Oh, look, I mean, it's such an amazing feeling because it's like we've provided them a home now that they can come in, they can train. I mean, to provide a 15-week competition for these men on top of them coming through into the NZ teams and the franchise teams just provides them more netball and more ways for them to develop. So I'm just really happy that it's been embraced by our community and by the men's netball as well.
Incredibly amazing. What is the dream, or what is the end goal?
Look, I want this to be a sustainable competition, not just for our centre, but I want it to be sustainable throughout New Zealand, throughout Aotearoa. I mean, there is a space for tāne netball within the community, and I think it's important that as a community centre, we open and embrace that.
Well, speaking of sustaining men's netball, where does the work need to come from? Does it need to come from the men's side? Does it need to come from the women's side? Does it need to be a collaborative approach? Where does the work need to come from?
Kotahitanga. So it needs to be a collaboration between you know, both men's netball and women's netball, and I think there is a space for it. And I know there is a lot of hard work going on in the behind the scenes at the moment. Netball New Zealand are establishing an under-17 men's nationals grade this year, which is running alongside the under-18 women's competition. So that's really exciting, and that's another step towards exposing tāne in the sport.
Well, amazing. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing all of this information. We congratulate you and everyone that has made it happen.
Kia ora.
All right, well, it has been round 8 of the ANZ Premiership, and as we saw after tonight's match, it has been a crazy round of netball. The Pulse getting the win by 2 points over the Stars. The Southern Derby tactics too good. Then the Mystics, they beat the Magic, but were unable to beat the Stars in double extra time tonight. The Stars will be very happy with that one, Chris.
Yes, and what does it look like for the ladder as it stands after round 8 of the ANZ Premiership? Well, the Mystics still sit top with 24 points. Sitting second, equal tactics, and the Pulse on 21 points. That pushes the Stars just one under the Pulse on 20, and the Magic lead out the top 5 on 15. A bonus point for the Seal again, so another sort of step up in the right direction. But, you know, those top 3 teams, it's getting very tight, very congested, and I can't wait to see what happens for the remaining rounds.
Well, Cruz, it is round 9 this week coming, and it starts with the Steel and the Pulse in Dunedin, followed by the Tactics and the Mystics. Sunday, we also have the Stars and the Magic, and then Tactics and Pulse. They will play their second match of the weekend down in Christchurch, and who knows what's going to happen on that ladder. They could jump and skip each other. But, I mean, what an exciting round of netball we've had. Murray, thank you so much for joining us. Cruz, thank you as always. Make sure you tune in to Inside Netball this week. But, Cruz, round 9 is going to go off, isn't it?
It's going to go off. I'm going to ask you, what's your game that you're looking forward to this weekend?
Anything that the Mystics play, to be honest.
We like it. Yeah. We like it. Cruz, for you?
I think the Mystics and the Tactics, you know, top of the ladder, it's going to be a big battle down in Christchurch this weekend. Yeah,
I agree. And then that game on Monday night will be followed by Netball Zone. We will see you all next week.